and then enter. And I say the same, echo the name of the household layer or the household file, let's call it file, is $F, right? Then after that, echo, I will copy this, I will copy $F into GRASS GIS for processing nice to say now I will copy GRASS GIS into this for processing. These are just announcements I am telling myself just for the heck of it to explain the process. Don't need to write it. Now I say GRASS minus F dash F and $capital map set. GRASS plus F capital map set, meaning GRASS do this inside you here. And I say exec and I say v.in.ogr, which, as you know, anytime you can check, is the command for inputting. Right now you just type it because, and the command syntax is, often in GRASS it's like that, input, output and some parameter. So v.in.ogr input now is very easy. I don't have to type the name of the file at all. The file is $F because he's going to do that for every file, right? So I say $F, and right now I don't want to process anything. I just want to input the file. So I will just say output is equal to, okay, let's say just layer, because what happens is in output you can't put a decimal sign, so you have to find a way to, right now I don't want to do that for you. So what you will do is, you will input a file, but, or let's see, let's try $F. Let's see what he says, $F, you know? $F input, $F output. Generally, he will give probably an error message by saying that when I save a file inside GRASS, I cannot use dot in a file name, which means that, because the file name is what? DKNL something 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 dot GPKG. So when he saves it in GRASS, he doesn't use any extension, right? So now I say $F just to check if it works or not, and I will say -O, which means override projection check. I know this layer is also EPSG 32645 and my GRASS map set is also 32645. And then echo layer file imported into GRASS, double inverted comma closed. And then file, after that, do done. That means the loop closed, right? And now look, it's trying to do, and everywhere it's saying illegal output name. Because in GRASS, when we try to run GRASS, now let's see what was happening here. Right? If I open GRASS, ये पेड़ से लेके वो लेके आ गए काफी अच्छा। इसका फल क्या होगा हमें पता नहीं, पर फल को हम खा लेते हैं फिर। Let's say if I am in this Jaga slums, this is my location, this is map set. ये मेरा करंट मैप सेट है, सपोज इन ग्रास. तो हम कैसे करते हैं? फाइल import vector data, and I import a vector data and I say v.in.ogr. This is the command, right? And then I select a file कहीं से भी जो लेयर है, जो वो import करेगा. Output means the name जो ग्रास के अंदर उसका जो नाम होगा. यहाँ पे I cannot use some dot psi. I must use this. But actually I don't need it because I don't need to save the files inside. I want to import the files into Grass only because I want to run some calculations on them, which I want Grass to run for me. So what I can do is, now if your program is running, do Control C and clear the screen. Do clear and clear the screen. Now type again. So you will get pretty comfortable with the syntax of the for loop. And the for loop you will use. For loop is your friend to end all boring work in your, for looping is the main solution to boring work. So let's say for f in, what should I type? ls and then grep. Grep is like grip, so it's easy to remember. And HHINF semicolon do. I don't need to write anything now. Echo this, that, that was first time we did. We go straight. Grass F. I hope my mapset variable is still saved. -- exec, basically execute. v.in.ogr and let's see what column a new EW state is here. So input is equal to $F. Output, because each layer will come and remove the older layer, because I want to do the calculation on each layer. Rest I can call it just layer. Call it anything, call it L, makes no difference. Layer is just to understand. Override projection check, and --O means overwrite the file, which means first run all the processing on this file, and in case there was anything else, so it doesn't clash. Let's say I want to process a file which is called Utkarsh. Last time I had processed a file called Utkarsh, that file is still in Grass. If I try to import a new one, he will say Utkarsh file is already there. So one way can be, before running the program, delete the file Utkarsh. Or it can be import the file Utkarsh with the overwrite flag, means it's the same. Delete the previous one. Many ways of doing the same thing. So this is one. Now look, until I write done, he will not start the loop, which means any instruction you want. Sometimes you almost feel guilty because it's almost like when you do manually, it's a lot of work. उसको कहा कि अरे इतना ये गलत हो रहा है, इतना काम नहीं देना चाहिए. But then because thankfully it's computer. ऐसा human beings के साथ होना चाहिए, इतना काम ना देना चाहिए. इसको तो कोई कितना भी काम दिया जा सकता है. So this step will import the file. This is how you break down. First step, identify files one by one. For all files in this folder, first import the files. जब $F लिख रहा हूँ मतलब वो पहला जिसको उसने $F में सेव किया है, Alasua server side, उसी को लेगा, सारा कुछ उसके साथ करेगा, then he will move to the next file. And he will keep doing it until the list comes to an end. अब मैं ये कहता हूँ कि again, because I'm operating inside Grass, you can copy paste this line also, and now there is another command, very useful command. It's almost like जैसे हम query run करते थे ना QGIS में, query run करके जो नया map बना, then we can export or save that layer as a separate layer. All that you can do with a straight one command in Grass. you use a program called v.extract, which means vector extract. v.extract, very simple to remember. Extract means a filter, to extract something from another. And what do I use as input now? Input is जो layer घुसा यहाँ. So my input for this program, which means extract, filter something and extract based on that filter. Filtering is always done, even QG has done, उसी तरह से करता है, पर हम उसको mouse में देखते हैं. It's called SQL. It's a programming language called sequential query language, and all of these, their SQL is built into these ones. That's how the filtering works. Output means the new layer that will get produced. तो उसका कुछ उसका new makes no difference. It's the name. Input, which layer? जो layer अभी बनाया, जो पहले step में मैंने file को अंदर लाया. अब मैं v.extract run कर रहा हूँ इस पे, और which means every step I can put in a sequence. जैसे मैं खुद करूँगा manually, उसको मैं sequence में डाल देता हूँ. Output बनाओ एक file new. Now I will write the query statement. This is how SQL is written. Where I will say where is equal to, and then this, and उसमें क्या होता था? Occupied. So let's say OCC underscore SQM means the column. Where this column is less than or equal to 30. फिलहाल बस यही देखते हैं. This is my query. Double inverted comma, where is equal to double occupied square feet is less than or equal to 30. And in this step, if all goes well, he will create a new file which will contain only those rows where occupied square meter is less than or equal to 30. Now, in grass, of course, you can, to save time, you can of course shift control C. इसमें copy paste करना is no problem, but the overall command, it's better to write because it's good for programming to write actual commands. And now there is another very interesting module which almost works like CSV card or WC, जिस तरह से CSV हम पढ़ते थे, which is called v.db.select. V is vector, D means database. So these are vector database operations, which means just like we work on a Excel file or a CSV file, this works on the database of this vector file, right? And what do I actually want to do? When you just read v.db.select, and then you don't even have to put map is equal to just new. अब ये जो नया map बना, v.db.select is like cat actually. Like we do know cat did CSV. So v.db.select will be able to read new. And the only thing is, slightly, instead of comma, it uses a bar, but we don't care now. Now we do pipe. We want to remove the header line because it's actually reading v.db.select is like reading the attribute data of the new file. So I remove the header, which is done by this command. It's just called like that. You can also do, no, but then I want to remove the head. I don't, head minus N1 will only show you the head. I want to show the lines minus the header row. This is done by this command. Initially, it's just a, it's just a funny syntax, that's all. Tail minus N plus 2. And then pipe WC minus L. So this command should give me the number of rows in the new file where area is less than this. तो अब ये है, तो इस पूरे को ही मैं क्यों ना एक वेरिएबल में रैप कर दूं? I say इसके n में ब्रैकेट function home करके सामने चले आओ, and I say HH, I create a variable HH underscore less than or equal to 30 is equal to. So what I do is, you can call this variable anything. You can also call it HH, no problem. But this is just to understand, HH less than or all underscore underscore, better to keep it like that. No spaces, equal to dollar this whole thing. मतलब इसमें जो calculate होगा, it will get saved in this. And okay, very well. If this is done, then echo double inverted comma $F, or now you write like this: number of houses of area less than or LE 30 square meters in $F is $HH underscore LE underscore 30. Ping, and then I say, is there anything else needed just to calculate this? Is it done? This is basically what I need. For all files, first I make a filter of only HHINF, import them one by one. So I have to just write once and then $F में save होगा जो भी ये files हैं. तो पहले $F will be Alaswa server side, then run all these operations, then import the new one, run all these operations, import the new one, run all. So let's see if it works. And so he is showing all the calculations. Okay, I didn't use my mistake. When you do up, it will show you, it shows the command like this, but the only thing I had done is, because in your thing it may still work, because I have a file called layer called new also inside, so I have to put an override button on it, hopefully. So if you see, because it's showing all the messages also with it. Of course, our final output will not be like this. But look here, he's giving this line. Number of houses of area less than in Alaswa Sabarsai is 9. Then it goes, number of houses in Balaram Bihar is 8, right? So, of course, it's just to show, and he found that he did it for everything, of course, and completed the program, right? Of course, it's kind of, which means what? You can run a program straight from the terminal also, right? But let's say, now in the, let's take a few more minutes. Now in your, go to your, do cd dot dot space dot dot. This is one way of going up, or you can straight write cd cc tilde ccc and script. Get into scripts. Check in your scripts, you will have some files folders, right? What do you want to call your program file? You can call it anything. Type touch. Touch is for, you do right click and create new file. When you do touch, it by default creates a file. A file is always a text file. in Linux. So let's say, let's call it first, because it's like a first program, right? So we say touch space first and do enter. Now what we'll do is, when you do ls, you will see first is also there here. It's written in white. You have to turn this file into an executable file first. So you will type this chmod, change mode, from normal file to special file, let's say. Change mode plus x means make executable. Chmod plus x, and after that the name of the file first. Change mode plus x first. So it's now when you do ls, you will see first has become colored, which means it's now an executable file. Now do kwrite first and, which means open the first file with kwrite in the background. Do enter, and your kwrite opens. You can open up this straight from the terminal, right? Now what we do is, we'll write the same program now, but it will get saved in our thing, and we'll run it from a text file. Not terminal programs will get lost. When you run it, program is lost. For short, very short programs, running from terminal is very good. If you want to save and learn, from here. So first do this, which is called a shebang. Shebang means this side. It tells which programming language will read this file. So you say bin bash, /bin/bash. Then you write your note. You say a program or a script to compute, calculate whatever, number of households with area less than 30 square meters in each slum of Nagaon. This is a notation for you, right? Then in the next one, do date, and today's date is 25/03/2026. So this also becomes very nice metadata. When you open the file later, and you also write author and put your name in it. So let's say if I put Antarin, or I can put Majid. Put your name, author, give your own name in it. And then, first let us set, exactly like we did, map set is equal to tilde, grass data. What was it for you? Odisha and DKNL, I think. Isn't it? Odisha, DKNL, this was this for you? You type this. For me, I will type different because mine is different. Jaga, slums. This is for me. But for you, is exactly like you did in that one. Yours is same, you know, Odisha and DKNL. So you will save it as map set. Now you will do same CD, because I am somewhere. Now this file of mine is in the scripts folder, right? I want to move. Now I say go to where the layers are saved. So where are the layers saved? As we know here, CCCJ spatial data DKNL Jaga. Feel free to copy paste this one also, or you can just type it like I'm doing, CCC_J, because in copy paste, if spelling error happens sometimes, then it's a problem. But data DKNL and Jaga. This is where my layers, this is where my data, is raw data, is saved, right? When I say, Another thing, you can go to tools on KWrite and highlighting, and you can change highlighting to scripts and if you want. Otherwise, next time you open, it will do it on its own. Script and bash. So when you do scripts in bash, it will show you the color thing. Blue is variable, and then this and that. So now do the same. For f in $ls grep HHINF do. Another thing you can do is you can do after CD, after map set, you can do this echo double apostrophe, and you can write in capital slum comma HH, and then do this and type this CCC underscore J outputs and say list.csv, which means in this what you're doing is echo means print, but right after echo I am saying redirected to a CSV file located in CCCG outputs, which means he will create a new file and he will create a header slum HH, and that file will be stored there. Now I am here for f in dollar, exactly like I was doing before, and what I will do is, although in bash you don't, tab doesn't happen automatically, it's nice to put a tab here, it will improve legibility. So after do, you are here, put a tab and say grass minus f $map set. This command, you can select and copy this one also, Control C if you want.
Okay. This outputs dash list which we have used, it will create the same file again and again?
No, because it's outside the for loop. For loop has not started as yet. We'll tell you what. So this is outside for loop. Now for loop begins. So it will create a file and just keep that one. What we'll do in for loop, whenever we run the calculation, we will say just add that line, append that line into this file. Since it's already created, you will just keep. And again, these are all methods. When you will do something else. There are many methods. You can just create a blank file and add the header later on. Up to you. This is. It looks like, oh, what the heck this happened? But this is just a trick to create a header with a comma, because it's a CSV file. So now here we'll do v.in.ogr. Input is equal to $f, whatever is you're reading and saving as f, import that. Output is equal to layer. He will go into second line, you don't press any enter. He will do second line on its own when there is no space. Then -o means don't do projection check. And override is, you can write full. Override just means override any layer which already has this name. Remove it. Instead of override, you can just write -o also. -o and -o are different because they're different things. Now, the next thing, v.extract. Input is equal to layer. Just see. Input is equal to layer. Output is equal to new, let's say. And write the SQL query where OCC underscore SQM is less than or equal to 30. And again do dash dash override. Then calculate how many rows are there in the new file. And you can, of course, make notations everywhere. You can do hashtag import layer into grass. You can do hashtag here extract HH with area less than or equal to 30 square meters into a new file. So these are for you to remember, and also if you pass on the file to someone, that person will also understand what's happening in different steps. You can write notations as you wish. Always hashtag, the color will become like this. So this is an explanation and this is what's happening. Now count number of households, number of extracted households. So exec v.db database.select new tail minus n plus 2 wc minus l. Of course, wrap all this in a bracket, which means I am interested to output directly the number, and I will say HH, just let's keep it HH, extracted HH, which means this command now runs and also simultaneously saves it as a value in the variable HH. Output data into list.csv file. So now what I do is, I will say now echo the name of the file, which kind of stands for the name of the slum, comma, $HH, which just got calculated here, double inverted comma, and double arrow means don't create a new file, add it to the existing file. Which file? This file that I created above. And you will see that it keeps on adding. So since it's a comma separated value file, that's why you are able to append. In a spreadsheet you cannot add, because spreadsheet is rows and columns. Here it's by comma, and when you will read by comma, it will become a spreadsheet file. So let's say when this is all done, then you say it's done, right? And at the end, you can say echo process completed, outputs generated. That's it. So now let's open our file manager and go to CCCJ and outputs. I will delete everything, whatever is there in CCCJ outputs. Could you type all of it? Could you type the, essentially what are you doing? Like in, we type commands. You're actually writing commands in a series. Commands written in a series becomes a program. That's it. It's no difference really. Just, you can also loop the commands now. Instead of running the command only on one file, I'm essentially saying run the same set of commands in this sequence on all the files in this folder. So this is my program text. Control S, save it. Come to this output thing and open the same terminal or open a new terminal, makes no difference. Where you have your CCCJ scripts to run your program. Our program is called first, right? First, this one. To run the program, type ./first and then type enter and see if it works or not. Did it work? ./first enter. And so we'll check, because almost always in the first run it will not work. No matter how simple a program, something or the other always goes wrong. For sure it will. But if you see what's getting generated here, and then he said process completed, outputs generated, right? This list got created. And you see in the list, exactly as we instructed, he created slum HH, gives the names of the files and the names of the HH. But it's a text file actually. So what does it look like? It looks like this. So it first created a file slum.hh and then added these lines again and again and again and again and again, right? So did some of you, in your case, did it run? And some of you didn't run. It's no problem, because of course it will run. It's just a few tries. So check first, maybe something in the script itself. Show me your, you can connect, Anissa, you can connect yours. You want to? Is it? काफी अच्छा है ये चांस ही नहीं लिया इसने बहुत खतरा बोल रहे सीढ़ियों के नीचे अगर कोलैप्स कर गया तो अनीसा शो मी योर स्क्रिप्ट शो मी द टेक्स्ट फाइल ये तो वही चला गया यहाँ है ना वो तुम्हारा
सर यहाँ रन हो रहा है वहाँ नहीं रन तो उससे नहीं
अच्छा वो स्क्रीन की वजह से दूसरे किसी के उसमें पास कर दो तो प्रेफरेबली जिसका नहीं चला है पर तार अभी शुभम तक ही जाओ and you guys can check yours show me your thing by that time what's it although just make a first copy and you can name it something else, name it second. Call it second. Okay. And then open the second in right click and open it with other application and kwrite. Kwrite is nicer sometimes to see. And in this, after CD, delete everything. After CD, delete everything.
for F
Delete that. And just type it out again. For F in $ls grep HHINF do. And instead of running the whole thing, just to echo $f and done. Just to see if your command for is working or not, step by step if it's working or not. And you go to your terminal where you have your scripts, and now you do ./second and see if your file could read the HHINF files or not. Did you get like this? That means something is wrong in the... So now you already discovered the problem, right? How many of you got this result when you ran? Just this much. Check if you transferred it correctly to this. And now show your thing. Just the... You typed it, you did this, ~cc. There is, this is a name. There is no file called ~cccj. Now just do this. And do. This is always like, it's the same for me. Even now this will happen. When you're doing quickly, you will always, that's why it's never good to make the whole thing and then check. Write one, quickly check it, because it takes 1 second to check. And you're like, okay, this much work, now next, let's go to the next step. Whenever there is an error, he will of course say something. So, now put this here. And you can keep the echo, let the echo stay. And then do grass and that command. Or Anissa, you can try this. Go back to your original script, which was the first, and correct this error that you had there. I know. Maybe only that one, or maybe you had more errors, which will be discovered in the next run. But right now you had something like this. And a CD may you had changed. Check also the if everywhere else it's same. Now you will see. Let's say now. Now you changed. हमें ये ख्याल रखना पड़ेगा कि जहाँ पे मेरा प्रोग्राम फाइल है वहीं से मैं प्रोग्राम फाइल को रन कर सकता हूँ. वो मेरा हेडक्वार्टर्स है. तो if you see, now you will understand that let's say this is ये हमारा स्ट्रक्चर है ना CCCJ का. तो CCCJ में here are our scripts. तो जहाँ पे scripts है, that is our command and control center in a way, because the programs or the algorithms are the heart of it. फिर यहाँ पे इसके अंदर मेरे डेटा है, जहाँ से वो डेटा को खींच रहा है, और ग्रास में जाके वो उसको कभी ग्रास में प्रोसेस कर रहा है और कभी वो कहीं और प्रोसेस कर रहा है. डिपेंडिंग ऑन ग्रास इज लाइक द इंजन. और लेट्स से इफ यू आर ओनली प्रोसेसिंग CSV फाइल, देन टर्मिनल के अंदर ही प्रोसेसिंग हो जाएगा. अगर ग्रास के जो स्पेशल डेटा को मैं प्रोसेस कर रहा हूँ या उसके ऊपर मैं रिलाई कर रहा हूँ, देन आई विल use grass as an engine. So everything can be plugged in, and just suppose I am sitting with the steering, और मुझे कार्गो ले जाना है, तो मैं स्टीयरिंग के साथ मैंने एक ट्रक का इंजन लगाया और पीछे वो लगाया, मैं उसको ले गया. Then the next task is to race. So I will remove that engine. I will put a race car engine, change the body to race car, and then I will go for race. So your algorithm is that system, and what you will, all the resources, on the one hand is your data which you will use, on the other hand is what would you use to process the data. The program itself is also like Grass itself is also a program. Grass is also software, is a program, but in a way I am now calling Grass to do some part of the job because it's specialized geospatial type of work, which Grass is dedicated for doing, just like AutoCAD is dedicated for drafting. But for all things, I can control it with my master program. I can do the data processing, I can generate reports, I can generate sheets, I can generate things. But start with the simple, with what most of these few modules, v.extract, v.in, then exporting, you will mainly be using just 4-5 grass commands, and similarly like 4-5 main programming commands. Rest is all how creatively you are using it. You will not need more than that, because in programming what there will be? There will be setting variables, there will be for loop, there will be if else, there will be case. Case is just like the word. While selecting files, in case the file name has boundary in it, then it is a boundary file. You know, it's like if. So it's very logical. In real life also we do like this, no? If slum dweller and if EWS slum dweller, then check if area is less than 30 square meter or not. If is both 30 square meter and less than, then do something. If not, then do this. If not that also, then do something else. Yahan pe now we have separated in 3 different programs. You can also combine in one program by saying that if is less than and then what to do. If is this, then what to do. So in the first case is just generate numbers. In the second case is generate the premium value. In the third case can be also generate premium value and prepare some maps also. So I want you only to understand the concept first. And therefore you should spend some time in your inside, as I said always, become familiar with the system that you're using. Do not open, for example, abhi to Eid tha, wo to festival time. But normally, mostly, probably you are opening the virtual box when you are coming to class. Huh? So that it's almost like जब रिश्तेदार आए तभी गाड़ी से निकाली, तो धीरे धीरे वो ड्राइविंग भूल ही जाएगा और वो कर नहीं पाएगा. So and the fun is this is more like playing around, because let's say it's almost like seeing कि अच्छा इसमें है क्या इसके अंदर. So when you have the commands cd and move and cp, so you can play around with that. You know, you can make their but I know initially one understands what the heck is going on. It happens initially. It's always like that, because initially when I started, I was like, so what's the big deal? What's the point? Then you realize the point after. You realize the thing is, in order to understand it, you need very simple examples. But because they are simple examples, you don't know what the heck is the deal with it. So it's like folder, make dir karke folder banaya. So मैं right click करके बना folder. So this is the irony, because in order to learn, you have to do in simple ways. जब simple में है तो उसमें समझ आता है इसको करके आ रहा हूँ. And actual उसका purpose जब आता है when you get hit with the big one, but using the big one you cannot learn, because like already these are relatively simple. But when I started, this was super hard for me. Of course, it's like hard or simple is just relative. What would be hard for you today will become piece of cake tomorrow, but it will still be hard for someone else who is beginning. So in this, let's say you have one program already in your thing, isn't it? It's, I think it's slum something karke program. In your thing, what do you have? There's a go to your CCCJ scripts and tell me. तुम्हारे उस पर देखता हूँ. CD करो, CD space CC फिर टैप करो. हाँ, अब CD space CSC करो स्क्रिप्ट्स में जाने के लिए. SC करके टैप कर दो. हाँ, अब LS कर दो. हाँ, तो अब जैसे इसमें 3 programs हैं. Now, sometimes if you directly try to run the program, it may not work, because some path may be different. I used a certain path. वो तुम्हारे उसमें अभी क्यों? क्योंकि मेरे स्क्रिप्ट में क्या दिया हुआ है map set is given as jaga.slums. you have a different map set. So what computer will try to do is he will try to import the file into grass data Jaga slums, and he will say, "इसमें तो है ही नहीं, इस computer में तो है ही नहीं." So if you change the map set, just the map set, you can try in the less than or equal to file in scripts. You can try at home. Suppose ये वाला यही तो मैंने तुम्हें कॉपी करके दे दिया है ना? अब इसको अगर मैं खोलूं using Kwrite, तो इसमें look, what is the map set? Grass data Jaga slums, as it is in my computer. But in your computer, it is grass data Odisha DKRM. So maybe you just have to change this, and because everything is set in variable, you don't have to change it anywhere else. अगर ये map set की जगह अगर direct ये लिखा होता, तो हर line में जाके वो change करना पड़ता. That's the advantage of using variable. You can change only once, everywhere else it will get changed automatically. And now what you, of course this includes some extra for वाला तो हमें समझ आता है, ये भी हमें समझ आ रहा है. This is a very funny, interesting thing. This is another way, if I want to import multiple files. So it's almost like saying, for f in $ls means f, तो वो पूरे file name का नाम आएगा. Now I say case, it's almost like saying, in case, now this file has somewhere in it, somewhere HHINF, then do this. Otherwise, in case it has BND, then do this. And then continue with the for tasks. So, बहुत सारे files हैं, उसमें HHINF file भी है, boundary file, BND में, because I want to print the files also. I want the household thing also, I want the slum boundary also. So I want to import both the files. Later when we will do revenue analysis, we'll say, agar file name में, so first I do for, then I say, and then what can you do? You can go to Google and you can just write what is bash case. So if you go to Google and you will ask bash case, case statement. So it will also tell you. It's very interesting to learn. It will give a simple example. Bash is like if, it's a more compacted version of if else. And it's like, it's a conditional control structure, provides clean readable alternative to multiple nested if statements. So for example, I give an expression. I say the names of the students are all this. In case, in names, there is Majid, then do this. In case, in the name, somewhere there is Ani, which is just ANI, then capture वो अनीसा को capture कर लेगा. अब अनीसा के साथ साथ अगर कोई और है अनी नाम से, अनिर्बान, उसको भी capture कर लेगा. But if it is just Ani is one name, I don't even have to write the full, then do this. If not, then do this. And like that, and then, so जब उसको तुम पकड़ लोगे कि this means, this is the case statement, this is the if else, तो ये काफ़ी बढ़िया था जो आपने पेड़ों से लेके ये एक और ले था, सभी ने खाया. And then you can understand this. So there will be an element of self-learning also, because of course you have to do that. This is all self-learning. In fact, it's far harder to teach than to learn yourself. Always it's like that. There is also I don't know W3 has bash or not. W3 bash tutorial. He'll have. This is also a great place to practice. Just do W3 for any programming language. Very nice. W3 schools and bash. So, so you will see basic commands. So you don't have to wait. I send you things. Everything is here already. And the faster you're able to discover things and learn, open source world is filled with documentation. Tutorial, documentation, practice. And in this, you can practice straight here. Bash, CD, this and that, example, what does CD do, how does it work? And then text processing, grep, what is grep, what is awk. So everything will be explained here with simple exercises. And in programming, I think scripting, bash script. See, everything bin bash, basic echo, variables. And if you try other programming languages, you will see basic fundamentals, same fundamental, different syntax. So just at home now, study the other scripts that are there. Just broadly try to understand what's going on, because you know the logic. The task is what the script tries to do, it's explained. Then go through some of these things. Try to see what is bash variable, what is for statement, for loops, what is case statement in bash. That's it. And the grass commands. Study the grass commands that you find. v.db.select, what does it do? v.in.ogr, what does it do? If I want to, you have the PDF thing, right? In the PDF, you have different tasks, which we discussed. Study the PDF, where you will find your different tasks that you're supposed to do. And then think a bit that if I were to, let's say I want to calculate land households on private record of right. How will I extract it? How will I automate this task, right? Automating the task means you will write a program, and when you press enter, the program will calculate what you want to calculate for you. Let's say I want to find out how many houses are on record. So all the tasks that are there in that PDF file that I shared with you, all those have to be algorithmized. Of course, but try to see what is the logic. Which modules would be needed for that? Can you do it purely based on bash programming? Or do you need, even you can take help. For example, if the thing basically is counting households based on revenue layer, you can even ask on the internet, how can I, on GrassGIS, count number of households from household layer based on revenue from some other layer? It will give you some modules. What modules would I need, right? But most importantly, think of the logic of the task. Each task must be broken down so that you can, and this is the essence of kind of manager's task also, because you have to break down the task so that a stranger here is computer. Computer should be able to understand your tasks. And then just study the programs that are there and study extra what concepts you encounter in it. And then try to imagine that if all the tasks for my studio, majority tasks, 90% tasks I want to automate, how will I automate? This is the method. So now there is no mystery. What is programming? What is this? What AI and all are also algorithms. There is no AI yet. If you read deeply about AI sort of doesn't exist as yet. In fact, AI was conceptualized only to check limits of computing in a way. It is any system that can exhibit intelligence, means any system that can demonstrate decision making is an intelligent system. Now, AI as it exists today, a more appropriate way of describing it is like you have computer and supercomputer, right? So we have algorithm and super algorithm. AI is actually super algorithm. In a way, very powerful. What is very powerful algorithm? You just calculate area less than 30 square meter, it's an algorithm. You make an algorithm area less than 30 square meter, also EWS. This is a more powerful algorithm. So one is smarter than the other. One is more intelligent than the other. One calculates just, in one version, one program calculates EWS, another calculates less than 30 square meters. This is okay algorithm. If you calculate both, but compared to a very powerful algorithm, this is also weak algorithm. So the algorithm that can do a lot of intelligent things for you is a super algorithm, right? And essentially that is what it is, which means you have to conceptualize it. You will have to, the high stage of automation which AI uses is when it trains itself on gigantic quantities of data, then many of the, it can also probably write itself. Let's say when you ask AI, make algorithm for me, then he can create an algorithm